What made the high school legend become a legend? In our school, it was Marcus Chin, the quietest kid you've never noticed until that day. You know how every school has that one teacher who thinks their subject is the only thing that matters? For us, it was Mr. Dillard, AP chemistry tyrant and crusher of teenage souls. Dillard had this policy. Group projects were graded as a unit. One person slacks, everyone suffers. Sounds reasonable until you realize he deliberately paired top students with struggling ones. Teaching responsibility, he called it. Marcus got paired with Zach Thompson, our star quarterback who couldn't balance a chemical equation to save his life. This was junior year, college applications looming. Marcus had a perfect GPA and dreams of MIT. You got Zach, man. You're screwed, I told Marcus at lunch. He just shrugged, already looking defeated. I'll just do both parts, he mumbled. 2 weeks later, presentation day arrived. Marcus looked like he hadn't slept in days. Zach strolled in 5 minutes late, reeking of confidence and expensive cologne. When their turn came, Marcus shuffled to the front with their poster board. Zach followed, phone in hand. Mr. Thompson, perhaps you'd like to begin, Dillard said, arms crossed. Zach flashed that $1 million smile. Actually, I think Marcus should start. He's better with the, technical stuff. Marcus began explaining their experiment on catalytic reactions. His voice was barely audible, but his work was impeccable. Then came Zach's portion. Your turn, Mr. Thompson, Dillard said. Zach cleared his throat. So, catalysts are like things that make other things happen faster. Like me on the football field. He laughed at his own joke. Nobody joined him, and Dillard prompted, and yeah, that's it. They speed stuff up. The room went silent. I watched Marcus's face fall. Dillard's expression hardened. Did you prepare anything for this presentation, Mr. Thompson? I had practice, Coach said, so Marcus did everything. Marcus stared at the floor. Zach shrugged. We all have priorities, sir. Dillard nodded slowly. Indeed we do. You both receive a 0. Marcus's head snapped up. But a team succeeds or fails together, Mr. Chen. That's life. What happened next became school legend. Marcus, who'd never spoken above a whisper, sat down his notes. His voice came out clear and steady. No, that's not life. That's you being lazy. The class gasped. Dillard's eyebrow shot up. Excuse me. You pair good students with struggling ones so you don't have to actually teach them. Then you punish the ones who try. Dillard's face reened. One more word and you're looking at detention. Mr. Chen, I did every calculation, built the models, wrote both parts, stayed up 3 nights straight, and you're failing me because Marcus pointed at Zach. Couldn't be bothered to read 10 pages. How is that teaching responsibility? That's it. Principal's office. Now Marcus gathered his things methodically. The class watched in stunned silence. At the door, he turned back. I'm going to MIT, Mr. Dillard, and someday when your car breaks down or your heart needs surgery, remember that somewhere there's a brilliant engineer or doctor you gave a 0 to because they couldn't make the football team care about chemistry. He walked out. We sat in silence. The next day, Dillard announced a policy change. Group projects would now have individual components. Marcus got to redo his presentation solo. He got an A. Zach got a D, which was generous considering. And yeah, Marcus did get into MIT. Early admission. Every school has its legends. Not just the athletes or the homecoming kings. The stories whispered years later about the one time somebody stood up and changed everything. For us, it was Marcus Chen. Marcus wasn't the type of kid anyone noticed. Skinny, quiet, always in the back row with his hoodie up, eyes glued to his notebook. He never talked at assemblies, never cracked jokes at lunch. If you asked most kids about him, they'd probably blink and say, "Who?" But then came junior year, and AP Chemistry at AP Chem was taught by Mr. Dillard, the tyrant. The man believed his subject was life or death, the crucible where weak students were burned away, and the worthy survived. He loved his rules. His favorite? Group projects were graded as a unit. One person slacks, everyone suffers. Because in life, he always said, you're only as strong as your weakest link. In theory, it sounded noble. In practice, it meant disaster. Dillard deliberately paired top students with kids who struggled. Teaching responsibility, he called it. But really, it was laziness. He got to sit back and let the smart ones tutor the rest. Marcus, he got paired with Zach Thompson. Zach wasn't just anyone. He was the golden boy, our star quarterback. Broad shoulders, easy smile. The kind of guy who had teachers bending rules for him because the team needed him. He was heading for a full ride at state before he even finished sophomore year. He also couldn't balance a chemical equation to save his life. At lunch, I leaned over to Marcus. "You got Zach?" "Dude, you're screwed." Marcus didn't even argue. He just shrugged, eyes tired already. "I'll do both parts," he mumbled. 2 weeks later, presentation day came. Marcus looked like a ghost. Eyes red-rimmed, movements stiff. Like he hadn't slept in days. Zach, on the other hand, strolled in late, cologne cloud following him, grinning like he owned the world. Dillard smirked. "Mr. Thompson, perhaps you'd like to begin." Zach's smile widened. "Actually, I think Marcus should start. He's better with the, technical stuff." Marcus stepped forward, clutching their poster board. His voice was soft, but every calculation, every detail was perfect. You could tell he'd built the entire project himself. Then came Zach's turn. "So, catalysts are like things that make other things happen faster. Like me on the football field." He laughed at his own joke. Silence. Dillard's face hardened. "Is that it?" "Yeah," Zach said, shrugging. "That's it." Dillard's lips curled into that cruel little smile. "Did you prepare anything at all, Mr. Thompson?" "Had practice," Zach said, leaning back in his chair. "Coach said..." "So Marcus did everything," Dillard interrupted. Zach smirked. "We all have priorities, sir," Dillard nodded, slow and deliberate. "Indeed. And so, you both receive a 0. The class sucked in a collective breath. Marcus's head snapped up, eyes wide. "But a team succeeds or fails together, Mr. Chen. That's life." And then it happened. The moment Marcus Chen became a legend, he set his notes down. His voice, usually quiet as paper rustling, came out clear, steady, loud enough for everyone to hear. "No, that's not life." The room froze. "That's you being lazy," Marcus continued. Eyes locked on Dillard. A ripple went through the class. No one ever talked to Dillard like that. You pair good students with struggling ones so you don't have to actually teach them. Then you punish the ones who try. That's not responsibility. That's cruelty. Dillard's face turned red. "One more word and you're looking at detention, Mr. Chen." Marcus didn't flinch. He raised his voice. "I did every calculation. Built every model. Wrote both parts. Stayed up 3 nights straight. And you're failing me because he jabbed a finger at Zach, couldn't be bothered to read 10 pages. How is that teaching responsibility? Principal's office, now." Marcus gathered his papers slowly, deliberately. No shame, no fear. At the door he paused. The whole class held its breath. "I'm going to MIT, Mr. Dillard. And someday, when your car breaks down, or when your heart needs surgery, or when your grandkids need a bridge built that won't collapse, remember that somewhere out there is a brilliant engineer or doctor you gave a 0 to. Not because I failed, but because you couldn't make the football team care about chemistry." Then he walked out. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Even Zach looked rattled. The next day, Dillard announced a new policy. Group projects would now have individual components. He said it was to better measure accountability. Everyone knew why. Marcus was given the chance to redo his presentation solo. He got an A. Zach got a D, which was generous considering he'd barely shown up. By senior year, word had spread. Freshmen whispered the story like folklore. Teachers pretended they hadn't heard, but they all knew. And when Marcus's acceptance letter to MIT came early admission, we weren't surprised. That was Marcus Chen. The quiet kid nobody noticed, until the day he made sure none of us forgot him. Story: my fiance's ex posted pictures from her bachelorette party. "Just kissed my ex. What happens in Vegas?" I screenshot it and sent to the wedding group chat. Within 30 minutes, half the guest list had canceled. She was desperately trying to claim the photos were fake. I, 29, male, was having a pretty chill Friday night. Wedding was in 3 weeks. Everything was paid for. And my fiancée Aubrey, 27, was having her bachelorette party in Vegas with her bridesmaids. I was home playing video games with my buddy Garrett when my phone started buzzing. It was Garrett's girlfriend Kendra. "Dude, check Instagram right now." I pulled up Instagram. There it was. Posted by Obra's ex Dexter. A carousel of photos. First one, him and Aubrey at some club. Her arms around his neck. Second, them kissing, not a peck, full making out. Third, them leaving together, his hand on her lower back. Fourth, a selfie in what looked like a hotel elevator, her lipstick smeared. Caption: "What happens in Vegas happens with your ex. Some things never change, Aubrey Rose." My stomach dropped. Then I read the comments. Her maid of honor, Piper. Delete this now. Random dude. Bro, isn't she getting married? Another random. This is messy AF. Dexter rep. I sat there for maybe 10 seconds. Garrett was looking at me. You good? Nope. I screenshot everything. The posts, the comments, the timestamp showing it was posted 12 minutes ago. Then I opened our wedding WhatsApp group. 178 people. Family, friends, co-workers typed, "Hey everyone, just saw this on Instagram. Wedding's off." Attached the screenshots. Then I turned off my phone. Garrett just stared. Bro, did you just yep? Your phone's going to explode? Probably. We went back to gaming. About an hour later, I turned my phone back on. 312 notifications. The wedding group chat was chaos. I scrolled through. My mom, is this real? Aubrey's mom, Diane. This is clearly photoshopped. My brother, holy Aubrey's dad. Someone explain what's happening. My cousin. Yo, I already canceled my flight. Random. I knew something was off about her. Then the direct messages started, but the one that stood out was from Piper. OMG. Miles, I swear we didn't know she was meeting him. We thought she went back to the room. She said she was sick. Please don't do anything crazy. So, her bridesmaids didn't even know. Cool. Aubrey started calling at 11:43 p.m. Vegas time. 2:43 a.m. my time, I declined. She called again and again. Then the texts. Miles, those are old photos. Dexter is psycho. He's lying. Baby, please answer. It's not what it looks like. He photoshopped them. I'm flying home now. Miles, please. Why did you send that to everyone? You're ruining my life. That last one made me laugh. I'm ruining her life. By morning, the wedding WhatsApp group had lost 89 members. People were just leaving without saying anything. The ones who stayed were either trying to figure out what happened or picking sides. Aubrey's mom, Diane, went into damage control mode, posting a long message about how Dexter has always been obsessed with Aubrey. And these are clearly old photos from when they dated. And how dare people judge without knowing the truth, my uncle responded. The iPhone 15 Pro Max in her hand wasn't released when they dated. Diane deleted her message. Update 1. Aubrey showed up at my apartment at 8 a.m. Saturday. She looked rough, mascara smeared, hair a mess, still in her bride tribe t-shirt. Miles, please let me explain. Explain what? How you accidentally tripped and fell on your ex's mouth. It's not. Those photos are from before. Aubrey, you're literally wearing the bracelet I gave you last month. She looked at her wrist. The silver bracelet with our wedding date engraved. Visible in every photo. Dexter must have edited them. So, he edited in your bracelet. Your new nose piercing the nails you got done specifically for Vegas. She started crying. Okay. I saw him there, but it was just a coincidence. And you coincidentally kissed him. I was drunk. The girls were all passed out. And I was alone. And he was there. And it didn't mean anything. Cool. Then the wedding being canceled shouldn't mean anything either. You can't cancel our wedding over one mistake. I didn't cancel it. I just informed everyone why it's not happening. You canceled it when you decided to hook up with your ex. She switched tactics, went from crying to angry. You humiliated me. My grandmother saw those photos. My boss, everyone. Dexter posted them publicly. I just shared his post to our entire wedding guest list, who deserved to know before they flew out here and wasted money. This is so typical of you. You always overreact. When have I ever overreacted before? She couldn't answer that because I don't. I'm actually pretty chill about most things. Cheating just isn't one of them. My parents already paid for everything. The venue, the catering. That's between you and them. Miles, please. I love you. No, you don't. I do. Dexter means nothing. Then why did you leave with him? Silence. Did you sleep with him? More silence. Aubrey, it didn't mean anything. Get out. This is my apartment too. No, it's not. Your name isn't on the lease. You just live here. Lived here. She lost it. Starting throwing things. Nothing valuable. Just pillows and magazines. You're such in 3 years. 3 years I wasted on you. Weird way to describe a relationship you want to save. Her mom called while she was melting down. I could hear Diane through the phone. Aubrey, your father is at the venue. They want a $30,000 cancellation fee. Aubrey looked at me. You should pay half. I actually laughed. Why would I pay for a wedding I didn't cancel? You sent those photos to everyone. Dexter posted them. Take it up with him. She gathered her stuff and left, but not before saying, "This isn't over." Narrator, it wasn't. Update 2. Sunday morning. I woke up to find my car keyed. Deep scratches spelling on the hood. I had garage security footage showing Aubrey doing it at 3 a.m. Filed a police report. Then came the financial entitlement. Aubrey's dad, Richard, called me. This man had the audacity to try to negotiate. Miles, let's be reasonable. The wedding costs are significant. I'm sure they are. $73,000 all in. That's a lot. You should contribute. Why? Because you're the one who made this public. You could have handled it privately. Your daughter handled Dexter privately. Look how that worked out. That's unfair. Richard, she cheated. The wedding's off. The financial consequences are hers. We're considering legal action. For what? Sharing public Instagram posts for the deposits we can't recover. Good luck with that. He hung up. Monday, I got a letter from a lawyer. They were actually trying to sue me for deliberate infliction of emotional distress and demanding I pay half the wedding costs plus damages for humiliation. My buddy from law school looked at it and laughed. This is toilet paper. No lawyer would actually file this. Turns out the lawyer was Richard's golf buddy who did real estate law, not even litigation. But here's where Aubrey really messed up. She went on TikTok, made a whole video series. My toxic ex ruined my life. Video 1. Imagine your fiancé canceling your wedding through a WhatsApp group. No conversation. No chance to explain. Video 2. He saw old photos my ex posted and immediately believed them without even asking me. Video 3. Now I'm homeless because he kicked me out with no warning. The comments were initially sympathetic until someone found Dexter's Instagram. Still public. Still with the photos up. Girl, those photos have you wearing a bracelet that says 10/15/24 your wedding date. Your ex commented 2 hours ago saying, best night ever. And you liked it. Why is your maid of honor commenting begging him to delete if they're old? Her videos got community noted. Then Dexter, absolute chaos agent that he is, posted more photos. These included timestamps from his phone, metadata intact, even a receipt from the hotel bar with the date and time. Aubrey's narrative crumbled. She deleted the TikToks, but people had already screen recorded everything. Then came the wedding vendor drama. Aubrey posted on a wedding planning Facebook group that I was financially abusing her by not paying cancellation fees. The wedding photographer responded publicly, "Hi, I'm the photographer for this wedding. The contract is in Miss Aubrey's name only." Also, she called me yesterday trying to get the deposit back for fraud, claiming I knew her fiancé was planning to cancel. I have never spoken to the groom. This is defamation. The caterer joined in. She also accused us of conspiring with the groom. We've been in business 20 years. We don't conspire. We cook. Plot twist. The venue, feeling bad about the situation, offered to transfer the deposit to a different date if she wanted to use it for another event. Aubrey demanded they refund it instead because the venue is tainted now. They declined. She left them a 1-star review, claiming they gave her food poisoning at the tasting. They responded with receipts showing she never attended a tasting. Update 3. Aubrey actually found a real lawyer, some ambulance chaser who took her case on contingency. They sent a formal demand letter for $50,000, half the wedding costs plus damages. I hired an actual attorney. She countered with my police report for the vandalized car, screenshots of Aubrey's defamatory posts, and a demand for $8,500 in car repair costs. Suddenly, Aubrey's lawyer was less interested, but Aubrey didn't stop. She contacted my employer, told HR I was harassing her, and creating a hostile work environment. Problem, we don't work together. We've never worked together. HR was confused. Ma'am, Miles has worked here for 5 years. You don't work here, but he's using company resources to harass me. How? He's probably talking about me at work. They hung up on her. Then she tried my gym, told them I was stalking her there. The manager pulled me aside. Hey Miles, this is awkward, but your ex is saying you're stalking her here. She's not a member here. Yeah, we checked. She's never been here, so just wanted to let you know in case she shows up. She showed up, got escorted out when she couldn't prove membership, and started screaming about me controlling her fitness journey. The peak crazy came when Piper reached out. Miles, I'm sorry to bother you, but Aubrey's lost it. She's convinced Dexter will take her back, and they'll have the wedding instead. She asked me to see if the vendors would transfer everything to Dexter's name. The vendors said no. She's now saying you conspired with them. How would I conspire with vendors she chose? Logic isn't involved anymore. Update 4. Remember Dexter, the ex who posted everything? Yeah, about him. He posted an Instagram story. For everyone asking, I'm not getting back with Aubrey. It was just hooking up with an ex in Vegas. I'm actually engaged. My fiancé thinks the whole situation is hilarious. He was engaged the whole time. His fiancé commented, I gave him a hall pass for his ex because I knew she'd go for it and ruin her own relationship. Worth it for the entertainment. Aubrey went nuclear. Posted a 20-part Instagram story about how everyone betrayed her. Me, Dexter, his fiancé, her bridesmaids, the wedding vendors, her parents for not paying the full cancellation, my family, the lawyer who dropped her case, even the apartment complex for illegally evicting her. She was never on the lease. Her mom Diane called me. Miles, please. She's having a breakdown. Can't you just forgive her? She keyed my car, tried to sue me, attempted to get me fired, and is actively defaming me online. She's hurting. So was I, when I saw her making out with her ex. It was one mistake. No, cheating was the mistake. Everything after has been choices. What if she gets therapy? Good for her. Still not marrying her? The families were so perfect together. Were we? Because your husband tried to threaten me with a fake lawyer. Silence. That was Richard's idea. I told him not to. Diane, it's over. Please just accept that. She deposits are not my problem. Final update. It's been 2 months. Here's where everyone ended up. Aubrey moved back with her parents. Last I heard, she was trying to become an influencer about surviving narcissistic abuse. She has 543 followers. Her comments are mostly people asking if she's the one who cheated in Vegas. Dexter and his fiancée are apparently doing great. He sent me a DM. Sorry, bro. Didn't know she was going to implode your whole life. Just thought it would be funny. I didn't respond, but honestly weirdly grateful. He saved me from marrying her. Piper actually apologized properly. Sent me $500 for the trouble, which I tried to refuse, but she insisted. I should have told you the second she left with him. Girl code doesn't cover enabling cheating. We're cool now. Diane and Richard are out about $40,000. They tried small claims court, but the judge literally said, You want him to pay for a wedding that didn't happen because your daughter cheated? No, my car got fixed. Aubrey's insurance had to pay after the police report and security footage. Her premium went way up. The wedding vendors all blacklisted Aubrey after her false reviews and accusations. The photographer actually thanked me for the drama because her standing up to Bridezilla response went viral in wedding planning groups, and she booked 6 new weddings. The apartment complex did charge Aubrey for damages after she broke the bedroom door during her move-out tantrum. She tried to say, I did it. They had time-stamped maintenance photos from a week before showing no damage. The best part, my cousin who canceled his flight used the credit to take a trip to Japan, instead sent me photos from Tokyo with the caption, Better than a wedding where the bride sucked face with her ex, I'm doing pretty good. Started dating someone new, Riley from my rock climbing group. She knows the whole story and thinks it's insane. We joke about it. She'll randomly say things like, Promise not to make out with my ex in Vegas. And we'll laugh. Last week, Aubrey sent me a long email. Subject line, Closure. It was 3,000 words about how I ruined her life, destroyed her reputation, cost her family money, turned everyone against her, and how she hopes I'm happy. I responded, I am. She wrote back, That's it? That's all you have to say? Yep, I poured my heart out. Cool, you're so cold. She sent 12 more emails. I marked them as spam. Her last attempt was showing up at my apartment with a box of my stuff. Except it wasn't my stuff. It was random things she bought, claiming I owed her for them, including a toaster we never owned, and a blanket that was clearly from her parents' house. Aubrey, this isn't mine. Yes, it is. You owe me for all of this. This toaster still has the Target tag from yesterday. I replaced the one you kept. We never had a toaster. I'm allergic to gluten. She grabbed the box and left. Haven't heard from her since. Oh, and the wedding venue. They ended up using our date for a corporate event. Made more money than they would have from our wedding. The event planner sent me a thank you card, which was weird but funny. To everyone asking if I regret sending those screenshots to the wedding group, nah. Saved everyone time and money. Plus, my 78-year-old grandmother's response in the group chat, Good riddance to trash, is now family legend. Don't cheat, folks. And definitely don't do it with someone petty enough to post it on Instagram. Edit. Stop asking for Aubrey's TikTok. It's deleted. Also, stop asking for Dexter's fiance's contact. They're happy. Leave them alone. Edit 2. For the people saying I should have talked to her first, she was literally in Vegas with another dude's tongue down her throat. What was there to discuss? Edit 3. Aubrey, I know you found this. Your mom told my mom. No, I won't take it down.